Our Shalom, we give our praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, that Ruel, and the rest of the prophets and the Howies and Bobbers doing the works in truth and sincerity. Today, I like to bring out a 10 minutes or less lesson. Unless the spirit leads to do a longer video, then we'll go longer. But the lesson I want to bring out today is love not the world. And the reason why Howard tells us to love not the world is he doesn't want us to set our hearts upon the things that we can see, such as an expensive car, shoes, jewelry, bag, whatever you name it, this tangible dollar. Because when we set our hearts upon that stuff, it causes us to stray away from Yahweh. It causes us to stop praying, to stop going over his holy word. And it's really easy to get set in that trap. So the first scripture I want to bring out is 1 John chapter 2, verse 15 to 17. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever. Yeah, so for example, if you start chasing after the paper dollar and you set your heart upon that money so much, you start to forget things. You forget to pray, and if you let whatever you're chasing, if you let that thing consume you, then you're going to start to break the commandments. You're going to start to become of the world. That's why the Lord said not to love this world. And he also tells you not to abuse this world as well. We do have the things in front of our eyes. We do drive cars and we do get nice things when we can afford them. But Yahweh doesn't want that to consume you. And a funny example is Golem. Golem from Lord of the Rings. He let that ring consume him, man. And y'all see what Golem looked like in Lord of the Rings. He looks ugly. That's a physical example, but that's what happens to your soul when you let the love of this world consume you, when you let that lust destroy you, destroy who you are. And the Lord doesn't want you to do that. He doesn't want you to let this world consume you. This is 2 Corinthians 4, verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So what we're looking forward to is the kingdom of heaven. We're looking forward to Yahweh finally setting us free. Because we were released from the shackles, physical shackles, the physical chains, the physical whip. But really and truly, we're not truly free. We still got to work these jobs. We're still subject to payments, according to Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. So we're looking forward to Yahweh coming back and saving us and delivering us. And this scripture is synonymous with faith, right? Because it says, we look not at things which are seen, but at things which are not seen. The things that you can't see, it's hard to look forward to that, but you can't really see it. You start to doubt that it's actually going to happen. So let's get Hebrews chapter 11. It's Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So that faith right there is an evidence of what you can't see. That's evidence that Yahweh is real, that Yahweh Shai is real, that the Lord is going to deliver us from this captivity, and that he's going to give us the kingdom of heaven that he promised us, that he promised our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. We still believe in that promise, and that's what gets us going day by day. This word of Yahweh keeps you going, not the things that you can see, not that car, not that Louis, And of course, again, if Yahweh does bless you with these things, then that's great. I'm not saying to go burn what you have, but do not let that stray you away from the Lord. And he also wants you to thank him for what you do have. Whether it's a can of beans or $100 plate at a restaurant. Thank the Lord always, and through your verbally and in your mind. Thank the Lord for what you have. He does not want you to forget him. That's the whole principle right there. The next scripture I want to bring out is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24 to 25. Know ye not that which, Slakia, know ye not that they which run in the race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. An incorruptible is a synonymous with eternal, right? So we're looking for that eternal prize. That prize that will not rust, that prize that will not fade away, that will not burn. Money can burn. That material stuff you had can be destroyed. A car, you can get into an accident with a car, but the prize of the Lord is promising us, it cannot rust, it cannot be destroyed. Okay, so that's why I want to bring out um for Matthew chapter 6 verse 19 to 21. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And I like that scripture because wherever your treasure is, that's what you're going to take care of. You know, if you consider your home your treasure, you're going to take care of your house. You're going to mow your lawn. You know, you're going to make sure you get those repairs. If your treasure is your car, you're going to put the new rims on there. You're going to make sure your engine is running good. You get your oil change. You know, you probably get a new paint job every month. That's because that's where your treasure is. But if your treasure is the kingdom of heaven, if your treasure is Yahweh Shai, then you're going to be spiritually, you're going to have a good spiritual foundation. But you're going to make sure that you get that word, and you're going to remember that the words that the Lord gave unto you. Actually, I'm going to add a scripture, you know, even though this is a 10 minutes or less video. I don't know how long we're into the video, but we let the Spirit lead. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So the Lord wants you to remember him starting from a child. And that's why our people are so messed up, because a lot of our people don't get into the word until they get older. So that foundation is hard to build because they've already been building a corruptible foundation since they was young, you know, thanks to their parents. But it's been a cycle. It's been a generational curse. So it's up to us to break that generational curse and make sure that our children do better. Okay, so I want to read 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of a man. It doesn't say the whole duty of a man is to lust after the world, you know, to the lust after the next thing that he's going to buy, this material stuff. You know, you're not going to take this stuff with you. This stuff is going to stay right behind. You know, you're not going to take that new Louis Vuitton with you. Those new rims that you brought for your car, you're not going to take that with you. You know, the Lord wants you to build up a spiritual treasury, because the kingdom of heaven is what we look forward to. Okay. All right. So yeah, we already read this. I love the scripture. Matthew, I believe it's also Matthew 6. It tells us that worry not about tomorrow. You know, because the Lord also doesn't want you to worry as well. You know, worrying about the next material thing that you want to buy, that you want so bad. You know, but that scripture is also twofold. But he's also saying, worry not about what you're going to eat next. Sometimes you're going to do hard times, and it's easy for us to feel conflicted and confounded about how we're going to continue on. But the Lord wants us to trust in Him, and that's when that word comes in again, which is faith. So the last scripture I want to bring up is Proverbs chapter 30, verse 8. It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. Right. And this also reminds me of Solomon. Solomon, he didn't ask for the riches of this world. He asked for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And the Lord gave him that, plus the material things in this world. So if we set our heart upon Him, then the Lord might just bless you with those things that you wanted years ago, that you wanted months ago. But He's not going to tell you, He's not going to do it when you think you want Him to do it. He's going to do it on His time, when it's time for you to get what that thing you needed or that thing you wanted. Because the Lord knows what you need before you even ask. Okay, so the scripture says, feed me with food convenient for me. That's twofold. That's talking about this word. This word is the first food. This is the bread of life. Okay, and it's also saying, feed me with food convenient for me. The daily food physical food that we intake. The Lord's going to take care of His own. He's going to take care of His servants. He's doing it now, and He's going to do it in the last days, according to Isaiah chapter 65. All right, so that was my lesson. My lesson was love not the world. Neither things that are in the world. Do not let this world consume you. I hope y'all were edified and were able to break bread for me. Try not to make it long. I know, brothers and sisters, they got lives. They're not going to be able to sit down for a 30-minute, hour video all the time. So, that was my lesson. All right. Destruction to Babylon, to the heathen, and the 2/3. All right. Shalom.